Hey Logan, happy birthday. It's a Sunday morning here. Susan just stepped out with Zulu, the dog. That's one of Casey and Adrian's two dogs, and we're baby dog sitting because Casey's up in the Laurentians in Valmorin with Adrian and the other dog, Desmond. So I just thought, I'm feeling like thinking about you a ton and feeling out of touch, and I just thought, maybe it'd be fun to just have a chat to introduce you to some of my musical instruments because I've been kind of replacing a few lately. So that's what I wanted to do as a way to spend some time with you on your birthday. So number one is an instrument that I've got up for sale. Uh, I had a mandolin I bought 40 years ago that I used for many years and it started to go downhill. And then I got full professorship or something and I decided I was going to spoil myself. And I, I tried a bunch of mandolins in music stores and I never thought they were that much better than the one I had until I came across this one at the Ottawa Folklore Center, which is a 100-year-old mandolin. It's a Gibson. They call this a teardrop shape, and they also call it A style. And as soon as I picked it up, I noticed that the bass notes punched much better than any other mandolin I'd ever played. So I bought it right away. It was $1,500, which is not cheap, and I got this installed, which turned out to be a total disaster because the pickup sticks to the top of the guitar with like sticky tack, and the first place it was stuck, I don't know if you can see, was here, and it ripped off the finish, and now it's stuck underneath here, and it's gonna, I'm sure it's ripping off the finish there, so that seems pretty scandalous. But this thing, the action is kind of high on it, and I thought I was getting intonation problems, where you play the two strings open and they sound like they're in tune with each other, and then you play them at the fifth fret or something and they don't, and that was driving me crazy. So I've decided to sell it, and I'm having to bump the price down gradually because it's on Kijiji, and people are sending me you know, sending me questions about it. They live in other cities. They're not going to buy it without seeing it, and I just think I'm going to have to drop the price. So I ended up in Toronto a couple of years ago, and I was with two friends who I've known for a long time who are both extremely musical, and I went to a famous music store there looking for mandolins with them, which was quite fun. And they have a lot of high-end mandolins, so I went kind of medium, not as expensive as that Gibson. And we got down to two. This was one of them. And I really liked the look of this one. This is the more traditional bluegrass style. I think they call it, well, these are F holes, I think, or something. But it wasn't that. Both of them had this shape, but it was the finish. I really liked the finish on this one. The other one was like a really orangey, starbursty look, which I wasn't crazy about. But I kept telling myself, forget about the finish. It's all about what it sounds like. And I wanted to make a decision based on what it sounded like. The starburst one cost a few $100 more, but I thought, I'm ready to get a good instrument, whatever sounds better. So we went into a sound booth, a room with a sliding door, and I turned my back while my friend played one of them, then the other, then one of them, then the other, back and forth, and I just listened and listened and listened, and then picked the one that I thought sounded better, and it turned out it was this one, which I was pretty happy about because this is the one I like the look of more, and it was all right spending less money too. famous tune called Ashokan Farewell, written fairly recently, but it's become a classic. I also do some Irishy stuff. That kind of thing. And then I make a few up, like this one is vaguely ragtime or something. Etc. Kind of a weird tune, but fun to play with the band. So that's the Mando, my new Mando, and I quite like it. It doesn't have quite the bottom end of the Gibson, but it's very bright and clear, and the action is a lot better, so it's a lot easier to play. So guitars, for many, many years, for 40 years or more, I've played this thing, which is a Larrivée. Larrivée is a pretty good name. I don't know if you know the Larrivées. The guy, Jean, I think it's Jean Larrivée, whose Larrivée guitars, was making them east of Montreal, and then he moved to Victoria, and then he ended up in California, and they're fairly prestigious type guitars. This one was 40 years ago was $1,000, so I get, or $800. So now it would probably be, $1,200 or something like that. New. It wasn't totally new when I bought it. And my brother Tim, when I was in Asia one year, Tim borrowed it, and he would strum like this, not over the sound hole, but right here, and his pick would drag all over here, and you can't particularly see, but the finish is completely destroyed. What can you do, eh? But it doesn't affect the sound. The problem was that it was just getting so old that the frets were getting worn down. And my friend, who's built a couple of guitars, filed the frets. He knows how to do that kind of stuff. It's unbelievable. This guy completely self-taught. And it helped. Except now it buzzes. I'm not actually noticing it much now. Well, there. So I became a little impatient with it because of the buzzing thing, and I decided I was going to sell it, and I haven't put it up yet, but I will sell it. And then, so this is my new guitar, which I bought about 2 months ago on Kijiji. Very happy with this guitar. This is it's a Taylor, which is a really good name. I've always wanted a Martin, and from what I can tell, a Taylor and a Martin are very similar kinds of guitars. It's got the big dreadnought box, or whatever that's called, the cutout, which I don't play very high up the neck, but sometimes maybe, so that's nice. It's got its own electronics here. It's got a pickup built in. I don't know how good a pickup, but that's kind of cool. But the thing that it has that I really like, and which is what I like about Martins, is these bass notes, especially, well, you can hit that bass G note, and it will really punch, and that's something I really like in a guitar. Something's out of tune there. And the other thing I've discovered about it is that it's very loud, this guitar. I like that too. So that. So for one thing I've been doing is screwing around, not even playing all the strings, but just getting into sort of muffling the strings a little bit with my right hand, and then let's see. you get the idea. So a nice punch, though. You can really hit it, and it won't buzz. Although they do buzz. Like, listen to that. And I don't know if it's just the way I play guitars, but they always seem to buzz to some degree. And I can adjust the neck, but which is good, because on my Larrivee I can't. I can just take a thing and go in here and adjust it, but it means that I make the strings higher, and the action is set only medium now. So I don't know if I want it even higher. Here's another thing, sort of just with part of this. Oh, that. So yeah, that's kind of fun. So I've been having fun with this one, just kind of getting into picking it up and daydreaming and poking around and just enjoying the pleasure of the sound of the guitar. Not writing songs. I haven't written songs, and well, I mean, I guess I'm writing instrumentals a little bit, but I haven't been writing songs with lyrics in a long time. So I'd like to get back to that. So that's my instrument. I have one more upstairs that I've had for about 45 years, which I'll keep. But I'm going to get rid of the Larrivee, and I'll sell this Gibson too, the old mandolin, if I can manage it. The 100-year-old mandolin. It's now 102 years old, actually. So I hope you're playing some music. I have such a memory of sitting by the pool with you at Judy's when you had that rented or borrowed guitar, and just talking to you about the sound of the guitar and how, although it was I would say a pretty compromised guitar, it wasn't a very good guitar, but you were, there was something about it that you were appreciating, because every guitar has a different feel, a different sound, a different atmosphere. And yeah, I felt like I learned from you there. That was very cool. So wishing you a happy birthday, man. And just want to say, I know what a challenging time you're going through. And we're thinking of you all the time. And, Chris and Tat just say you're doing so well. And you're coping so well with some really tough circumstances. And fingers crossed that this whole ridiculous thing will kind of go up in smoke before too long. And I know it's hard to predict, but just want you to know that we're just pulling for you and thinking you lots, and we love you lots. So I hope you have a great birthday, and I sure look forward to the day when we can get back to spending real face-to-face time together. See you later, Logan.